In this video, we will cover Polish cuisine, a few tips about restaurant dining, and the Polish approach to hospitality. One of the best introductions to Polish culture is through its cuisine. Sitting at the crossroads of Europe, Poland's geography can be tasted in the flavors and dishes it inherited from its neighbors, such as modern-day Ukraine, Hungary, Germany, and Lithuania. From its cuisine, we can learn of Poland's multicultural and multi-ethnic heritage, including the nation's centuries-old Jewish culture, its population of Muslim Tatars, and the cultural influences introduced via the spice and trade routes dating back to the Middle Ages. Polish cuisine also reveals a lot about its political history, including the influences of foreign monarchs and rulers. Most notable in this respect was Bona Sforza from Italy, who married the Polish king Zygmunt I in the 16th century. Although there is some debate on whether or not Queen Bona was responsible for introducing a variety of fruits and vegetables to the Polish diet, including cabbages, tomatoes, and cucumbers, what is certain is that her cooks made these foods more prominent in Polish cuisine. To this day, the vegetables used to make soup stock are known as włoszczyzna. This term comes from the Polish word for Italy, which is Włochy. These vegetables include carrots, leeks, celery, and fresh parsley. Other Italian-inspired words to enter the Polish vocabulary are pomidor for tomato and sałata for salad. Generally speaking, Polish cuisine is a hearty one, with meat and potatoes as the principal dishes, followed by fish, vegetables, grains, and dairy. Polish cuisine is also filled with a variety of delicious soups, and fermented or pickled foods such as cucumbers, beets, and cabbage are also hallmarks of the Polish diet. Breakfast, or śniadanie, is typically a light meal of bread, cheese, perhaps some deli meats like ham, and fresh tomatoes or cucumbers eaten like an open-faced sandwich. Lunch, or obiad, is the main meal of the day. It is usually eaten anywhere between 2 and 4 p.m. For obiad, you can expect a soup, a meat dish, some form of potatoes, usually peeled, boiled, and served with fresh dill, and a vegetable salad. These tasty salads are similar to coleslaw, both of the vinegar and the creamy varieties. To conclude the day, dinner, or kolacja, is usually a heartier version of breakfast. There are many delicious Polish desserts, from layered torts and fluffy cheesecakes to creamy cakes and plums and chocolate. While in Poland, be sure to taste some chocolates from the Wedel company, which is considered the national chocolate brand of Poland. One of their most famous treats is ptasie mleczko, milk birdies, which are soft, chocolate-covered candies filled with meringue. You will most likely enjoy a cup of tea with these desserts, as tea is the most popular beverage in Poland. It is usually served with sugar and lemon, but not with milk in the British style. Krówki, or little cows in English, are another Polish candy favorite. These are toffees similar to dulce de leche. You definitely won't be disappointed if you try one of the varieties of Principolo chocolate wafer bars, and I highly recommend that you try one of the famous Jedyna chocolate bars. Before you head to Poland, you may already be familiar with some of the national dishes, including little dumplings known as pierogi, different varieties of fresh and smoked sausage called kielbasa, or stuffed cabbage rolls known as gołąbki. But when you're in Poland, be sure to try some other traditional fare, such as bigos, an aromatic stew made of a variety of meats, fresh cabbage, sauerkraut, and simmered for hours in wine. Or dill pickle soup, made from fermented pickles. Or try one of my personal favorites, placek po węgiersku, which are fried potato pancakes covered in a Hungarian-style goulash. Now might be a good time to tell you that the Polish word for yum is mniam. Although colored by many international influences, Polish cuisine is also marked by unique regional specialties. So, wherever you are in Poland, be sure to try the local fare. If that means in Zakopane you have osypek cheese from the Tatra Mountains, or maybe gingerbread cookies known as pierniki from the city of Toruń, the birthplace of Copernicus. A note for vegetarians and vegans. Thanks in part to the Christian calendar and traditional periods of fasting, Polish cuisine has cultivated a variety of meatless staples, including fish dishes, plenty of soups, noodle and grain dishes, and crepes. On the streets of major cities, you are sure to find vegetarian restaurants. Veganism is a different subject, and if you are a practitioner, you should look into your dining options prior to your visit. The Polish restaurant experience is similar to dining out in the States, except for a few key details. When the waiter takes away your check with the payment, do not say thank you or dziękuję if you require change. Saying thank you to a waiter indicates that the transaction is complete and the remaining cash is for him to keep. Generally speaking, ice is not very popular for drinks in Poland, so you're not likely to find it in restaurants either. If you order water, it will come in a bottle and you will have to pay for it. You will have two options, still water or water with gas, which is carbonated water. Waiters tend to leave the clientele alone to enjoy the meal at a leisurely pace, so you might wait a little bit longer for a fresh drink or for your check than you're used to. If you are looking for a faster option, try a bar mleczny, known as a milk bar in English. These efficient and inexpensive cafeteria-style restaurants are left over from the communist era. They have currently become a nostalgia novelty of sorts, but you will always find a delicious selection of Polish favorites. There is one Polish proverb that quite accurately and very beautifully describes the Polish approach to hospitality. Gość w dom, Bóg w dom. A guest in the home is God in the home. Whether it is gathering to celebrate a specific occasion or an impromptu afternoon visit, Poles love to host. They can spend hours preparing, sitting at the table dining, sharing stories, and giving toasts. And here is what to expect as a guest. Expect to be treated with the highest regard. Expect to sit at the table for an extended period of time and to eat at a leisurely pace. The meal will be accompanied by lively conversation and perhaps a few toasts with shots of vodka. It is customary for guests to say dziękuję as they stand up from the table. This is to indicate that they enjoyed the meal, the company, and the effort that went into preparing the festivities. Also, be sure to compliment the cook. Just a friendly warning. Your hosts will rarely take no thank you as an answer when they offer you firsts, seconds, or even thirds. So, come hungry and be prepared to eat a lot. How to be a good guest. In Poland, it is considered polite to bring your host something if they invite you into their homes. So it would be wise to bring a small gift of chocolate or flowers for your host. If you do decide to bring flowers, make sure the bouquet has an odd number of stems. Even numbers of flowers are for funerals. A small token gift from your home country would also be most appreciated. Unless you have dietary restrictions, be sure to sample each dish that is offered to you, even a small bite. Not doing so might be considered rude. Otherwise, sit back, enjoy the meal and the company. Smacznego!